Hello YouTube audience, I'm Luciano from Luciano Gaming TV. This is my second video where I'm appearing live on camera, and I'm here to talk about a fantasy football tournament that I decided to create. This is based on the 32 teams that missed the World Cup. So like the World Cup has 32 teams, so this is the World Cup, let's call it World Cup B, World Cup number 2, for the next best 32 teams that did not make it. Now I had to do this with the teams that my video game has, PES. If I had another video game called World Cup 2014, FIFA Brazil 2000, I could actually do the real 32 teams that missed. I even have the list over here, the ones that would have been in, but I couldn't put them in because my game simply did not have them. So, getting right to it. Um, from from Europe, I kept it the same exact way as in real life. 14 teams. So one team that would have not been in there got in for two reasons. Because there's 14 teams. Second reason, because my game does not have Montenegro. Montenegro would have been one of the 14 teams in. So the 14 teams that got in from Europe are as follows: Holland, Italy, Wales, Austria, Northern Ireland, Slovakia, Ukraine, Ireland, Scotland, Turkey, Bosnia, Greece, Czech Republic, and Slovenia. So those are the 14 teams from Europe. The one team that got barely in was Turkey, was the 14th team in, because they had the worst. They were the worst team with 15 points. So those are the 14 teams that got in, and the one team that didn't make it because my games. The one team I couldn't put in that would have been in is Montenegro because my game doesn't have it. From the CONCACAF zone, very simple. My game only has 6 CONCACAF teams. 5 of them were in the real hacks in real life. The other was not. The other was Jamaica, so I had to put them in because Costa Rica, Panama, and Mexico made it in real life. So this is World Cup number B. So I had to put the next 3 teams, which is USA, Jamaica, Honduras. Honduras was actually in the playoff versus Australia where they lost. Okay, on to South America. Very simple. The 5 teams that did not make it. South America only has 10 teams. So I kept it that same exact way as well. 5 teams: Chile, Paraguay, Venezuela, Bolivia, Ecuador. Africa. Africa, I had to replace 2 teams because Uganda would have been an alternate since they got second place in Egypt's group in Group E, and the other is Congo DR, which was one of the best second. It was the best second place team in all of the African groups. They had 13 points. Shame they didn't get in. So I had to replace them with Ghana and Cameroon. Burkina Faso, Ivory Coast, and Zambia are true second place teams. My game has those 3. And the reason why I picked Ghana and Cameroon because they were the next best 2 with points. If I would have picked one team from each group, from Group A, I would have had to put in Guinea. And Guinea did really bad in real life in Group A. They only had like 3 points or 4 points. So I went with the teams with the most points instead of putting in a team from each group. Pretty much what I did the same thing with Europe as well. Most of those teams from Europe are third place teams. Some fourth place. What am I at? I did Europe, I did CONCACAF, I did South America, and I did Africa. Last but not least, Asia. My game, oh yeah, my game does not have a Oceania zone. So I should be putting New Zealand in, but I'm not because, well, because they probably would have lost to the other 5th place team from South America anyway. And that would have meant like one less spot for somebody else. So I actually kept it real. There was no Oceania team in the Real Cup, and Yeah, and New Zealand would have not won the playoff versus Ecuador or Bolivia or Venezuela. They would have not won the playoff. No, any team from South America is 100 times better than New Zealand. Seriously, Oceania is the weakest zone in the world, and the best team in there is like a ranked 120 something. The worst team over here from Asia qualifying for my alternate World Cup is Qatar, which is the host from the next real World Cup in 2022, and they would have not been in it in this one if my game would have had Syria. So the teams that qualified for World Cup B from Asia is China, United Arab Emirates, Uzbekistan, Iraq, and Qatar. Qatar got in because my game doesn't have Syria. If Syria would have been in, if my game would have had Syria, then it would have been Syria, China, United Arab Emirates, Uzbekistan, and Iraq. So the teams that did not get in, Congo DR, teams that my game did not have. Congo DR, Uganda, Montenegro, Trinidad Tobago from CONCACAF, replaced with Jamaica and Syria. And the teams that replaced Congo DR and Uganda, Cameroon and Ghana, the team that replaced Montenegro, Turkey, the team that replaced Trinidad Tobago, Jamaica, the team that replaced Syria, Qatar, the host of the next World Cup in 2022. So those are the 32 teams. Now I separated those teams into pots according to the real FIFA rankings. When I do this made up World Cup on PES soon, right now I'm doing the real World Cup on PES, and I'm on game 4. I'm about to upload game 50 to YouTube, and I already brought you guys the first 49. Watch game 49. That was an exciting match between Uruguay and Spain. Dramatic ending. I'm not gonna tell you guys who won. Some of you might know already, but the game went to shootout. Somebody won 10-9 in the shootout, so watch that. So the teams that are in pot 1 from this alternate World Cup is pot 1, Chile, Holland, Italy, Wales, USA, Austria, Northern Ireland, and Slovakia. From pot 2, Ukraine, Ireland, Paraguay, Scotland, Turkey, Venezuela, Bosnia, Greece. Those are the pot 2 teams. Pot 3, Czech Republic, Jamaica, Cameroon, Ghana, Burkina Faso, Bolivia, Honduras, Ecuador. Pot 4, Slovenia, Ivory Coast, China, Zambia, United Arab Emirates, Uzbekistan, Iraq, and Qatar. So those are the 32 teams separated into 4 pots, and I will do the group drawing for them on a app that I have on my phone that is a wheel of 8. And I don't know who I'm gonna choose to be the host. Actually, I might as well choose somebody from pot 1, since, you know, if I choose anybody out of these 32 teams, then one of the teams that are in pot 1, if it's not a team from pot 1, then somebody from pot 1 is gonna move over to pot 2, and somebody from pot 2 is, and so on. Somebody from pot 2 is gonna move over to 3, somebody from 3 is gonna move over to 4, and somebody that was in one of the other 3 pots will be in pot 1. So I will bring you guys the opening video of this World Cup B in a future time. And I don't know if I should bring you guys a video of the actual draw, but no, I'm not, because I'm going to be doing this on the app, and it's going to take forever to put all the 32 teams. I'm going to have the game on as well as I do it, because as I do it, I'm going to have to put them in groups, and that actually has to have the game open. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys, of the 32 teams that are in this alternate cup fantasy tournament that I created. Fantasy tournament that I'll actually bring you guys video by video, 64 matches as well. Should be exciting. USA is a pot 1 team with Holland and Italy and Chile. That should be exciting. So see you all next time. Luciano here signing off, wishing you a happy night, good Monday, God bless, peace, take care, bye bye.